I'm back to back like the Rockets, 94, 95, big boss, talk boxing. News reporters say Errol Spence is holding up the division. And I'm talking about the 147-pound division. Let's debunk that. So there's reports out there that I think the reporter's from The Zone. He's sitting there saying that Errol Spence is holding up 147 pounds. My question to that reporter is, how is he holding up a division? The person that's holding up the division is Terrence Crawford, right? Now, I was in a live yesterday, and I saw somebody say, oh, yeah, Errol Spence is holding up the division. At least Terrence Crawford is putting his belt on the line. When? Terrence Crawford putting his belt on the line against who? Who is he putting his belt up on the line against? Let me tell you something. And like I said, I'm not going to talk about dude, but I got to for this minute. Terrence Crawford putting his belt on the line against trash fighters. Yeah, I'm going to put my belt on the line against a dude who I know I'm going to beat. He ain't trying to make no fights with no Keith Thurman. He ain't trying to make no fights with Boots or Stanionis. Now, there's been reports about Virgil Ortiz turning the fight down multiple times. So I got to confirm that. But still, you ain't trying to make fights with him. You're not trying to make fights with nobody that can beat you, right? You ain't trying to put your belt on the line with them. But yeah, I put my belt on the line against Alexis Rocha. Why not? Why not put my belt on the line? Because I know what's going to happen. You feel me? Anyway, Errol Spence, right, has been putting his belt. This is the thing. They say he holding up the division. I'm finna cook. Errol Spence, how is he holding up his division when his last couple fights have been unification fights? The only one that wasn't was the Danny Garcia fight, which is a mandatory fight. Right? Danny Garcia was the mandatory for the WBC belt. Right? So, he fought Danny Garcia when he came off his accident. It was already set up in stone. The winner of the Sean Porter and Errol Spence fight was going to fight Danny Garcia. That's why Danny Garcia was there. Right? It was already set in stone for that to happen. Right? So, Errol Spence fights Danny Garcia. After that, he was supposed to fight Pacquiao in a unification, right? But he got the eye injury, right? Granted, Errol Spence was already a unified champion because he unified his belt with Sean Porter's belt. He got the WBC belt for Sean Porter. Stop playing, bro. Unifications trump mandatories. So he been putting his belt on the line. These niggas talk about at least Bud put his belt on the line. Errol been putting his belt on the line fighting for other belts. Man, stop playing, bro. This stuff, I don't understand, man. But y'all don't get it, man. Y'all Bud buddies don't understand English, man. Y'all retarded, man. Y'all slow. Y'all in special ed. That's all right. I'm the teacher. I'm the special ed teacher. I'm going to teach you boxing. I'm going to teach you common sense. And a unification, when you unify, right? That means somebody got a belt. You got a belt, right? That's what that means. They got a belt. You got a belt. You put your belt on the line, right? Now, granted, Errol Spence has been in what? How many unifications? Sean Porter, Ugas, I say 2 unifications, right? The other time, he fought his mandatory Danny Garcia, right? Okay? All the other times, he fought his IBF, those are mandatories, right? Besides Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia wasn't a mandatory, but that was a big money fight, and that's what it was, okay? But all his other fights, mandos, right? From Ocampo to, that's the IBF belt. A lot of people talk about, oh, he ain't fought a man since Ocampo. That's cap. That's for the IBF. he's fulfilled his obligation for the WBC. And like my partner D-Town Boxing and manager Marty broke it down so beautifully yesterday, right? All the sanctioning bodies work together, right? So if Errol Spence is in a unification fight, all the sanctioning bodies have to be in agreement to allow this man to go fight, a unification or a big money fight. They all have to be like, yeah, we approve of that, right? So like I keep saying, and I'm going to keep saying this again, how has Errol Spence held up the division? How has Errol Spence not put his belts on the line? How? And he fighting, this is the thing, he not fighting dudes that he know he gonna beat. He fighting fights where he can lose the mugs. You see me? So I'm trying to figure out, he fighting fights he could lose. He risking his O. He risking his title and fighting those top fights, right? He's fighting top fights. He ain't fighting bums. He ain't fighting no trash fighters. He fighting killers. So he fighting them type of fights in a unification, right? Risking it all. Shedding light on the division, right? Putting butts in them seats for this division. Why? Because he's fighting other top names in the division, right? Is Terrence Crawford doing that? Is Terrence Bud Crawford sitting there fighting any names in welterweight division? If anything, he's holding up the division. He's not unifying with nobody. He's not trying to unify with nobody. He don't care to unify with nobody. That's not what he want to do. Because if he wanted to do that, he would have been trying to make these fights with these other champions before Errol did. That wasn't even an option for him. So, I ask again, how's Errol Spence holding up the division? Yeah, he's been injured. You can look at that and say, he's been injured. Okay, cool. He has been injured. Right? He's been injured. Right? But it's not like he's just sitting there and fighting once a year. You know what I'm saying? Because he want to. Like Terrence Crawford doing. It just got to be real. How is there hold up the division when Terrence Crawford has had no injuries, has been fresh, and they fought the same amount of times in the same amount of years? Terrence Crawford, based off the injuries that Errol Spence had, Terrence Crawford should have twice the fights that Errol Spence has. Twice in these past couple of years. He should have twice the fights. Right? These are the things that I talk about. Like I say, Errol Spence ain't holding them no division. It's Terrence Crawford. He got that one belt. That one belt has kept him, has kept him where he at. Has kept him relevant. Because without that belt, he's not relevant. You know what I mean? He wouldn't even be an option without that belt. So, Errol got 3 belts and has risked his one belt. When he got that IBF belt, he fought Sean Porter, got that WBC belt. After he got that belt, he was supposed to fight Pacquiao for that WBA belt, right? But, boom, didn't. So then Ugas fought, and then Ugas got that belt, right? And then Errol fought Ugas. Like I keep saying, man, at the end of the day, we call it spade a spade. Errol Spence is not holding up the division, right? Errol Spence, if anything, is trying to give the fans the fights that we want. Unlike other people in the weight class who don't care about the fans. Right? Terrence Crawford, and I don't want to talk about him, but he don't care about giving us those fights. Look at his last couple fights. You telling me y'all fans wanted to see him fight David Avenesian? You telling me y'all want to see him fight Alexis Rocha? You telling me that, what was his last fight on Top Rank? Okay? No, the Sean Porter fight, yeah. That's you know. But the dude ain't never fought fights that we wanted him to fight. He never fought. Name a fight that Terence Crawford fought that we wanted him to fight and he delivered it to us. He hasn't. He don't care about that, bro. Terence Crawford want to fight who he want to fight. If he look at a fighter and be like, the dude could be trash, I want to fight him. That's what he gonna do. Right? He don't feel obligated to fight Errol Spence. That's what it is. He don't feel obligated to fight Ugas or anybody else. That's a top welterweight. He don't feel like he need to do that. He feel like I've accomplished everything in my career. I don't need to prove nothing. I got a belt, which I feel like he needs to drop that mug. But it is what it is. But Errol Spence ain't holding up no division. How you holding up the division? You got 3 belts, and you done fought other champions in the division. All I'm saying, bro. Most likely, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen in the next couple of months. Errol not going to drop that belt, right? I want him to. I want him to drop those belts. The reason why I want him to drop those belts, because I want him to go on 54 pounds, right? But if Errol Spence is going to stay at 147 pounds, I'm telling you what he's going to do. Errol Spence is going to probably fight Keith Thurman, right? And then most likely he probably going to fight Boots. That's what's going to happen. That's what I believe. He going to fight Keith Thurman and then fight Boots. That's what's going to happen. Right? Those is mandatories. He going to try to knock out the Keith Thurman, because even if he fight Keith Thurman 154 pounds, that fulfills his WBC mandatory. He, if he beat him, cool, he out the way. Boots, let's go. Get that out the way. You know what I mean? Fight Boots. If he's successful against Boots, boom. And maybe in 2024, he'll look, at for a Terence Crawford fight again. Which I don't think he should worry about Terence Crawford anymore. Just go to 154 pounds. Drop the belts at that point. Once you beat them dudes, drop the belt, go to 154 pounds. That should be the mindset of Errol Spence. But he's not holding up no division. I'm telling you that right now. And I'm telling you that's what's going to happen. He going to fight Keith Thurman and he going to fight Boots. And then he going to go to 154 pounds. Right? To me, in my eyes, Errol Spence has accomplished great things at 147 pounds. We all know that Bud didn't want to fight him, and that's the reason why he could get that undisputed belt. It is what it is. You know what I mean? So, like I keep saying, and Bud is 35, 36 years old. He's not going to want to fight Errol Spence. I'm telling you this. He's getting older. That's why if Bud Crawford was younger, I think he would have been fought Errol. If they was around the same age, they would fight. Bud Crawford, no, he getting older. He can't take that punishment, bro. And that's why, right? But that's the man that's holding up the division, not Errol Spence. Boss, go.